Um, First of all, congratulations to Old Dominion. Played very well. Congratulations to them. Best of luck. It was a game. It was a hard-fought game. Thought we played well for the majority of it. Put a lot of good minutes in. Just got to the point in the second half where we just couldn't get them stopped. They shot it extremely well. We gave them too many open looks, but you give them credit. They made a ton of shots, and Tia Lewis made some very difficult shots and some contested shots, and that's what good teams do down the stretch. So hands off to them. Proud of my squad. Thought they battled and fought all year really hard and was there tonight for the most part. And then just unfortunate at the very end, just couldn't keep it going.
Questions? Obviously, for the first half, it was all Tia for them. And in the second half, they got more from different people. Did you guys do anything defensively? Did you think, hey, we got to shut down Tia and open things up for others?
Well, I don't necessarily think it opened up for, but sure, you had to emphasize Tia. She had 15 of the 29 in the first half, so you had to formulate a little bit of a game plan adjustment around that. But it wasn't anything significant that would have left other people. We didn't go double team her. We didn't leave the ball and go chase her. We didn't do anything other than just try to play hard and understand where her looks were coming from. But the other kids took advantage of some opportunities that they got. And transition was a big part of it. There was a few plays that we didn't handle in transition very well. But they shot 70-some% in the second half. It was just difficult to overcome.
Coach, you chose to start Mary for the first time since her injury. What does that mean? She seemed to come out, she seemed to play her role itself in the first half. What went into the decision of starting her for the first time?
Well, it was a situation where she's, to me, gotten better and a little more confident with her status. But why not? This was the time to do it. We knew we were going to need minutes from her, and Tia was such a tough matchup and caused us a lot of problems earlier last game. So she's our best cover for that. And unfortunately, she can't play the 35, 40 minutes that she could have earlier in the year to make that challenge. So, and a lot of people don't know Nyrie's situation. It's she hasn't made any excuses or said anything at all. But for those that don't know, Nyrie broke her hand back against Georgia State in Game 7. And I'll say it for her because she won't, but she was averaging 9 and 9 prior to that after sitting out a year. And this was a kid I'm confident was going to be a double-double kid in the second half of the year. And you go from that, the next 3 games she didn't play, had surgery scheduled, watched our final game before she was going to have the surgery, couldn't take it any longer, postponed the surgery, and decided to cast it and play. She's a huge presence for us, a major difference, but her numbers go from 9 and 9 to 0.5 and 2 until today. And today you just saw a kid laid on the line because it's the last game of the year. That's what you saw. Regardless of the injury, making a move back to the left with a cast on your left hand isn't an easy thing to do. So I'm very proud of this young lady. I think when she got here, I'm not sure that, and I may be wrong, I'm not sure 14 months ago she'd have made that decision. She is bought in. She believes that this is going to be her team in the future. And she made a statement to her teammates that that's the situation it's going to be. So I'm very proud of what she's done. And we'll get back and schedule surgery, and she'll have the good fortune of getting it rebroken to have surgery. And, but again, we're just real proud of what she attempted to do.
Henry, do you have any comments on how you felt going into the game and during the first half, how it felt to put up points offensively for the first time since injury happened?
Well, I just thought about the games like before I broke my hand, and I thought like I scored, like that's what my team needs me to do, and I just tried to do it whichever way, shape, form. I just had to do it. Mainly for my team, my coaches. Like I just wanted us to have a good season, so I was gonna give everything I had. Broken hand, broken foot, I don't care. So that's what I tried to do, and it worked. I had 6. Take it.
Maybe how tough was Tia to guard today? She's kind of making the jumpers.
Yeah, that's their game plan. They executed it well. That's what they do. She's their go-to player. She made some tough shots, like Coach Matthews said.
When they were in main, you seemed to have your way with me for blow by five. When they switched to zone, what were you seeing? Why did that cause such a...
Say that again. I can't even hear you.
When they were playing main to main, you were just blowing right past them.
Yeah.
What changed when they switched to zone?
You said what changed?
When they switched to zone.
Probably not able to attack because when I set ball screens, they're either sagging off or I could get a shot or a drive. But in zone, I'm not saying, I don't know if it changed, but I still try and penetrate. I probably won't get all the way to the basket, but I still can penetrate. It's kind of, I won't say change. I kind of had, I had some good penetrations, but it wasn't as the same as man.
So I know it's probably the second time we talked about this in just over a week. They haven't shot the ball great this season, and it's kind of the second time they've come out and shot the ball well against you. Any surprise in just how well they executed offensively? Or not really?
No, not really. I mean, they executed really well. The second half again. I think it's they can put a big lineup on the floor, and their bigs are very versatile. When you've got Marie and Jackie's a big kid, isn't like Jackie's small. And you put her at a wing, and you got Tia, and they can even go a little bit bigger with Richardson and move those guys to some 2s and 3s. So they don't do a lot often, but they're big at a 3 spot consistently. And we're not always big at a 3 spot, and we're not big at a 4 spot. But their versatility, being able to step away and do things. Probably the biggest thing that was a difference in this game to me, as opposed to the other ones, they posted some of those kids more. They got more paint shots, and it wasn't from Tia. It was from Jackie and Marie and those guys. And so last time they hurt you with 3s, and this time they got you with some 2s inside. And, we felt like that. We didn't do anything game plan wise a lot differently to take away to 3, but again they hurt us when they had open ones. So it's give them credit. I think they're playing very well right now.
Crystal, coming out in the second half, you scored I think it was 9 points, 12 right in the first 5 minutes of the second half. What did you do to come out and really just retake the team on your shoulders in the second half?
Just being more aggressive. Could be my last game, so I had that in the back of my mind. But if I feel like if I come out aggressive, trying to get to the basket, or dishing off to people that's open, it'll pick up the intensity. So that was my mindset once we came out. I just was gonna attack the basket, whether if I had an open jump shot, or if I could get to the rim, or if I could find my open player.
Coach, what do you think happened on offense in the latter stages of the second half, where you guys seemed to almost? Do you think you guys were settling for jump shots at times, or what do you think happened on your?
No, I don't. It's all about defense for us. We just didn't get them stopped. It's you scored 33 points in the second half. We averaged 56 for the game, so that's a 66-point 40 minutes for us. So that's offensively for us in the second half. It's you got to get stops. We're not going to score in bunches. We're not going to score consistently for 20 minutes for the most part. We're going to, we need to get some stops, and that's how we play. We just weren't able to get the stops. So when they're scoring continuously and you're scoring continuously, somewhere along the line, and it stops for you, you got to get the stop for them. And we just didn't. That's the biggest thing. So give them credit. I mean, they shot 70-some% in the second half to get it done. So offensively, I look at it's again, they shot 74%, and they only outscored us by 10. For the most, they should some teams outscore by 20, shoot that kind of percentage. So again, we just didn't get enough stops.
Joe, I know you just ended, but how do you assess this kind of year where it's really just kind of a roller coaster, ups and downs, win streaks, lose streaks, healthy, not healthy? Was it just kind of scoring the season that it was difficult having consistency?
Well, yes and no to some degree. Look, I'm very proud of what these girls have done. For the regular season, they had the most improved number of wins in the CAA behind Delaware. They had the most improved overall record, tied with Delaware in terms of improved win total. These guys made a change in the way they approached the game, and they bought in and did some things. It's also a tribute to CAA. They also equally are proud. And we sit here in the top 100 RPI in the 7th best league in the country. We cracked the top 25 mid-major at one point. And then when you lose your best shooter, who was number 5 shooter in the country, to an ACL injury for the year, and you don't shoot it real well to begin with, and that's going to be a main part of your season, and then you lose your best interior player. I'm not sure there's another coach in the league that would stand up and say, yeah, I'll take off my best post player, my best shooter, and let's see if we can have the same record. It's not an easy thing to do. So these guys never made excuses, never thought about it. They just plugged away. As far as the conference season, we knew the first 6 games were brutal. We played Delaware and JMU twice in 4 weeks. And so, we knew that, there was a chance we could come out 0-6, 1-5, and we came out 2-4 and got the win at Georgia State to go 3-4. So we felt really good where we were and felt like the next 6-game window were games that we could really make a run. And unfortunately, with Nyrie's injury and Meredith's injury, We battled it psych-wise more as anything else, and just trying to re-identify yourself and where things are going to come from. And we didn't get it done in that window. Battled a little bit. Put ourselves in position, though, good enough at the end of the year for the last 4 games to be very meaningful. And we knew that if we won 3 of the 4, we had a chance to be in a 4 or 5 seed. And unfortunately for us, we lost all 4. 1 at the buzzer at Hofstra, 1 on the road at Wilmington. We got a free throw with 6 seconds to go to tie it. It doesn't go down. And 1 possession game with Drexel at home. And so roller coaster, yes, I understand it, but it doesn't necessarily feel that way. It was kind of very segmented in what you could do, and the biggest thing for us, it was on the table for us in the last 5 ball games, and we didn't get it done. One reason or another, we just didn't get it done.
How much do you have to change anything stylistically, or did you just lose some of the skills that you had?
You have to change some. Meredith was giving us such a wonderful opportunity on the perimeter to knock down threes. First game of the year, we go to Western Kentucky, and she goes 4 for 4 from the 3, and it changes the whole outlook of what this team potentially could do. We're not blessed with a lot of great shooters, so she was going to be important in that role. It doesn't necessarily change everything you were running. Threw all the three-point plays out the window that we were going to run. Losing Nairi and having the limited ability that she has, more was about not having her continue to improve. That was the big thing. I mean, most transfer kids in her situation, I think you look at Delaware, you look at Akima Richards and Tremaine Lucas. Delaware's better today than they were 15 games ago because Tremaine and Akima now are back into the flow and playing and got the rust out. Well, that's what Nairi was going to go through. And so just the inability for her to continue to progress because the other kids started to step up. Kristen Fields and DeRay Fuchs had career years. So if that progression would have came and still could have the same type of impact from the other two, the season would have definitely been different in some regard, without question.
Any more questions from the players? Ladies, you can go ahead and go. Anything else for Coach real quick? No? Okay, thank you, Coach.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Thanks.